introduce yourself and also tell us a bit about your background and your current role in STEM?
Okay. So, hello everyone again. My name is Dr. Habiba Atta. I'm a senior lecturer of environmental microbiology at the Department of Microbiology, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Nigeria. So my background is microbiology. I had my PhD in 2016. It was sponsored by the Petroleum Technology Development Fund because my work is focused on using bacteria to clean up oil spillage. And so because of that scholarship, I was able to conduct most of my research, doctoral research in Cardiff University in Wales. And I have been teaching and conducting research in the university for about 17 years now. I recently had a postdoctoral research in the United States as a Fulbright visiting scholar. That was 2 years ago. So that has really been a very significant turning point in my career. And so I also serve as an associate editor for the Fulbright Chronicles, book reviewer. I'm a peer reviewer for several journals, both in Nigeria and outside the country. I'm involved in a lot of mentorship activities. I enjoy spending time with my students and sharing ideas with them. So yeah, okay, I'm a wife and mother of 3 as well.
Okay, that's great. That's really great to hear. And what initially sparked your interest in STEM, and how did you decide to pursue a career in this field?
Okay, so growing up, I've always loved reading. I love books a lot. I know they always used to tease me that my backpack was always the heaviest when I was in primary school because I would insist on taking all my books to school. I love reading even dictionaries, and I also love numbers. So because I love numbers a lot, I love mathematics. I knew I wanted to be in science, but I always thought I was going to read medicine. But somehow I ended up reading microbiology. And I kind of feel I'm contributing more to science, the field of sciences, as an applied scientist, as a microbiologist. So I won't have it any other way.
And you did mention that you're into environmental microbiology. So you said that you wanted to go into you thought you would go into medicine at first. So how did you end up at environmental microbiology? Because I find that very interesting actually.
Okay, so what happened was I didn't get to study medicine because I wasn't offered admission to study medicine. I was offered microbiology instead. So the plan was to switch to medicine in my second semester or change to another university. But after a few months of studying microbiology, I just felt like this was what I wanted to do. So that was what happened. And the interesting thing is, even as a microbiologist, I'm not a medical microbiologist because you have several disciplines in microbiology. Instead, I'm more into the environmental aspect of microbiology because I realized that most people feel microorganisms are only bad guys. They just cause diseases and stuff, germs, bugs. But the thing is, most microorganisms are actually more beneficial than those that are having harmful effects. So my kind of research focuses on using microorganisms either to take care of certain issues in the environment or using them for other beneficial purposes. So that's what got me into environmental microbiology.
Okay, that's really interesting. And as an African woman in STEM, what challenges did you encounter when you were starting out your career, and how did you overcome them to remain successful in your field?
Okay, so there have been several challenges, but I think the most significant one was trying to balance running a home and having a successful career as a microbiologist because I started lecturing around the same time I got married. So I started having kids even before I finished my master's. So by the time I started my PhD, I already had 3 kids and they were all under 6 years. The oldest was just 5 when I started my PhD. So it was very tricky trying to balance the home front and work at the same time because your male colleagues, most of them just have to go to work and but for you, you have to like plan, okay, what meal am I making today? I have a trip to the doctors with this child. I have to go for vaccination with this child and still show up for work. So it was a very big it was very challenging for me trying to balance both. But as time went by, I just realized that I had to plan. So all I needed to do was plan, have very good time management, and then prioritize my time so that I don't waste time doing things that are not important at all. So as time went by, I got a hang of it, and then it became easier. It's not as if it stopped. It's just easier for you to manage because you know your strengths and you know what to work within so time. And that was just it.
Okay, great. Okay, and looking at the future, are there some goals that you desire to achieve as a woman in STEM in the nearest future?
Yeah, sure. So, like where I live now, I live in northern Nigeria, and I'm actually also from the north. So from the little interaction I have with girls in secondary school talking about STEM, you realize that even those that want to be in STEM, they have a very limited idea of the different fields in STEM. And then they feel certain courses like engineering and mathematics are strictly the result of men and males. So one of my goals is trying to ensure that at a very young age, from primary school, secondary school, we try to enlighten these girls about all the different fields in STEM and all the different possibilities. And it doesn't mean because you are female, you can't study engineering. It doesn't mean you can't go out to work in the field. So that's one of my goals. The second goal is to ensure I have a sustainable mentorship system whereby myself and other females in STEM can mentor young girls and then groom them up to the stage of when they get to tertiary university and tertiary institution so that they are properly guided as to what courses will suit their strength based on their subject in school, and just to ensure that they stop having that mindset as a girl, you have limitations. So let them know that they can be whatever they want to be. So those are my two goals.
Okay, all right, that's really great. And can you describe a mentor or role model who played a significant role in shaping your STEM career, and how did they inspire you?
So the first one is my mom. My mom is my rock because I lost my dad at a very young age. But my mom ensured that my sisters and I, she played a very significant role in our education. She made us understand it's very important for a female to have formal education. And then she made us realize that there's nothing you can't achieve as a woman. You can be anything you want to be. You just have to be focused on your goals, work very hard, and be determined. So my mom played a very big role in shaping me to be the person I am today. And my mentor, my academic mentor, is Professor Miriam Aminu. She's currently my head of department. And then she's also the Dean of the Life Sciences in my faculty at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. So even at a very early on in my career, she would always ask me, okay, what have you achieved? What have you done at this point? These are the kind of journals you should publish in. You should network. You should always attend conferences, try and target a conference to attend at least once a year. So all those things helped me, shaped me, and made me realize that a lot of things I can achieve. And then she made me realize that you could also multitask as a woman. That's one of our strengths. So you have to harness it to ensure that you succeed in your career.
Well, that's great. Well, I've loved speaking with you. It's been very informative. And are there any misconceptions or stereotypes that you have encountered about women in STEM? And how do you think that we can challenge and change this?
Okay, yeah. There are lots of stereotypes. Even in an academic setting, trust me, there are times where you're in a meeting and the guys just like, okay, you guys are the females, so you should attend to entertainment or refreshments. You just feel like, okay, because they're a woman, you should be able to handle that, you know. And then there are times when someone walks into an office and the first person he addresses is the male in the room because he just assumes this person can't be this person is a female, so she can't be the boss here, or they start mansplaining things to you as a fellow scientist, just assuming because you're a female you don't understand things. So the first thing is when someone encounters things like that, you should always be prepared to remove that idea from the person. Oh no, you shouldn't have that conception. This is, yes, I'm a female, but I'm also a scientist. I'm also a life scientist. I'm also a zoologist. And I know this thing. Just because I'm a female doesn't mean I reason any less than you do. That's one. At the point it happens, you just try as much as possible to correct that image, not in a sentimental way, in a very formal way. And then the other thing is to ensure that as much as possible, we reach into the communities, because these things are not random. They're not just starting from anywhere. They're coming from our upbringing. So you find in a home, tell a girl, okay, no, you would read something that is not too difficult. Let the guys read engineering and law and accounting and medicine, things like that. So I think as much as possible, we have a duty to play in our society, ensure that we enlighten parents. There are so many ways, social media, mass media, you just let them get the message out there. Girls should be allowed to study whatever they want to study. Certain courses are not meant only for men. So women can achieve just as much and even better than men. So just to get the word out there.
Okay, great. Oh, that's wonderful. And what advice would you give to young women who are considering studying or pursuing a career in STEM?
Okay. So the first thing I will tell them is to decide exactly what they want to study, and then they have to be determined. And then the next thing is they have to get a mentor. We always underestimate the role mentors play, but you need to have a mentor to guide you every step of the way. You need a mentor to tell you, these are the things you should focus on for this course. These are the things you need to do to ensure you get to this point in your career. These are the universities that have very good programs for what you want to study. These are the scholarship opportunities available for you as a woman to study so course. So mentorship plays a very big role. Mentorship plays a very big role when a woman wants to study STEM. That's one. And then the other thing is to be very determined and to work hard. And then the sky is the limit.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Habiba. This has been really, really informative. I really do appreciate you taking the time out even for this interview. We really appreciate it.